I quit that in 2 hours. I'm like, not my vibe. They want you to really go on the field and sell it, and so you understand. But I was like, humse na ho paye. And I quit that. My folks, my teachers were like, this is such erratic behavior. Strategy nahi pata tha. Then I'm like, Aarti, what do you want to do? So I want to do something in the field of creative, but it also has to be backed by logic. So I walked into maybe event. I don't have any appointment, anything. I just walked. I want a job. I was an intern. Jitna bhi MBA mein padha tha, all my ideas. I was really
Coming up, yeah.
Yeah, I was very, very passionate about that project. But anyway, good thing I find out that social media, advertising and marketing on Facebook is like a new thing, like how right now AI is. That
Well,
was
it
happening.
just started, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know what my gut feeling said that this is where the future is. I struggled with confidence for the longest time growing up. I never scored like 80%. I got my first job at HUL. They couldn't believe that I've got like an HUL and I've started my job. It's my first day. Now it's a sales and marketing job and they are asking me to sell coffee vending machines. That big coffee vending machine I had to carry and sell.
Carry and go. Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome to Let's Talk Clarity podcast, and this is one of the most powerful, high voltage episode with none other than the sorted girl, Aarti Samant. She is the rock star of Instagram. Today, when we are recording this episode, she has completed 200k followers on Instagram, and mind you, from 100k to 200k in less than 2 months. Yes, she is now rocking the Instagram, and she shared his minute details about marketing and how you can also take your Instagram to the next level. If you want your Instagram, your brand, and your life sorted, then this episode is for you. So, without further ado, let's start our episode with the sorted girl, Aarti Samant on Let's Talk Clarity podcast. Welcome to Let's Talk Clarity podcast, and today we are having a special guest. But before that, let me say that if you are having a sorted mind, then you get clarity of life. And today we are having a sorted girl on Let's Talk Clarity podcast. So please welcome Aarti on the show.
Thank you, Rakesh. Pleasure.
Thank you, Aarti, for sparing your time on a Sunday morning. And first of all, let me congratulate you for completing 200 followers on Instagram today, and
I know.
it's early Diwali for you.
Yeah, it is. It's a good day.
Yeah.
It's a day for my meetup, and we crossed 200k.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good day. Thank you.
Great. But Miss, we will definitely discuss about Instagram, marketing, everything. But there's one thing which I want to talk to you about, that how you sorted your confidence and high voltage smile.
Wow. I think my high voltage smile is something I get from my mom, to be
Okay.
very honest. But I think I am someone who truly believes in energy.
Energy. Right.
Like an exchange of energy, and like one thing you have for free is like how you greet and receive people, and that the easiest way to do that is with a smile.
Okay.
So उसमें कंजूसी क्यों
क्यों
करनी?
करना?
Right. So when you can greet someone with a nice white smile, I feel like I have always got that same energy back, and I feel great when I get that energy back. And it also helps to have cute dimples. So I'm guessing like I'm just playing up on my advantage.
Great.
But confidence, I
Yes.
struggled with confidence for the longest time growing up.
Okay.
As a kid, I was not the most popular girl in the school. I was in fact I was not good at studies, but I was really good at sports. Sports gave me that confidence.
Confidence, okay.
And like growing up, you know, mentors play such a big role in your life. Very early on, I had my PT school as my mentor. So he really, like, it's almost like he took me under his wings. So all of this, something that my PT teacher kind of brought in me. And when you get a feedback loop, when you get positive validation, your confidence level sort of start you feel the confidence within. So academically, like I said, I never believed in studies because very early in my age, I was like, what's the point of algebra? When is it going to help me? Yeah, I had that awareness very early, and so therefore I used to be very confused, and I was not good at studies because my money nahi lagta tha. I did my 11th and 12th like any other kid, and then I did BMS, Bachelor's of Management Studies, which was kind of interesting. I quite liked it. It came very easy to me because there was logic. And so after that, I wanted to actually straight get into a job because I was hungry. I was extremely ambitious. Coming from a sports background, it does something to you. While it makes you disciplined, it really makes you like hungry to like do things. You'll never find like a mellow sports or an athlete. They are very aggressive, right? So I was ready to jump and earn money. But my folks were very, very determined, and I've been like a black sheep of my family doing things my own way. But they were like, all your life you've got the freedom. This you have to go get your MBA done. MBA. So I did my MBA in marketing, and I loved that as well. I thought that I didn't feel like I was gonna like it, but I loved it. There was logic, there was insights, there was human study of human behavior. All of that made me so curious that for the first time I started excelling in studies. Up until now, I never scored like 80 percentile, right? Only in my MBA I did. And then after that, it's a really interesting story. I passed out. I got my first job at HUL. And everyone was like so happy that they couldn't believe that I've got like an HUL and I've started my job. It's my first day. Now it's a sales and marketing job, and they are asking me to sell coffee vending machines. So you've gone to Bombay, you've lived. So Andheri East ka jo belt hai, there are like these factories in one line. That big coffee vending machine I had to carry and sell.
Carry and go.
Yeah. And I quit that in 2 hours. I'm like, not my vibe. This is not what I learned in MBA, and I get it. Like they want you to really go on the field and sell it, and so you understand. But I was like, humse na ho paye. And I quit that. And my folks, my teachers were like, this is such erratic behavior. How can you leave HUL? And I'm like, but it's not vibing. And so for the next 10-15 days, I'm at home looking for a job. Then I'm like, Aarti, what do you want to do? So I want to do something in the field of creative, but it also has to be backed by logic. Tabhi strategy nahi pata tha. Right? So I walked into maybe events. So I walked into an events agency called Grey. First day I walk in, and I don't have any appointment, anything. I just walk in Bombay, they have an office, and I'm like, I want a job. So the receptionist is like, do you have an appointment? Do you have an interview? I'm like, no, I just want a job. Can you ask someone, whoever I can meet? So she made a call to the VP. The lady is very curious. Who's this girl? So she called me up. So I went. And we had a great conversation, 20 minutes. She loved me. And she's like, okay, you want an internship? When can you start? I said, right now. So she's like, okay, great, do it. And I loved it at Grey. I worked there for the first project that was given to us was like a Skoda car that was being launched, and it was like the launch event. And I remember working on the pitch deck with the team, and I was an intern, but I was leading that project. Jitna bhi MBA mein padha tha, all my ideas, I was really
coming up.
Yeah, I was very, very passionate about that project. We won the pitch. And it's like a good lakhs worth of a pitch that we won, that event. And now I'm like, it's been a month, we won the pitch, now give me a proper job. So she's like, Grey has a global policy that interns need to intern for 6 months and then they get a job. So that's not fair. I have not come to you. I came to you for a job, right? And I proved myself for a month, and now you should give me a job. He's like, I completely agree. You deserve it also, but I cannot change a global policy. And I was like, but that's not fair. You should change a global policy for people like me. I was a little bit naive.
Black sheep.
I was also naive. I don't know if it was confidence or I was naive or what, but I really believed that, it's fair. If I were you, I would change the rules for somebody like me because I know how much I gave in and we won. And so she called me twice, thrice, are you sure? Are you sure? And I quit that job also.
Okay.
Now my folks are like,
within a month, yeah.
within a month I quit that. And my mom and dad are like, जो घर पे करती हो बाहर नहीं चलेगा. It's okay. You have to sometimes like suck it up and do it. And I'm like, that's not nice, right? Like I gave my all. So again, I'm back to square one. And now I also have a little bit of self doubt by now that
Yes, yes.
you know
What's happening? Yeah.
that am I being aggressive or what's the word? Am I not being just with my ask, or are people what they're saying they're right?
Yeah.
But anyway, good thing I find out that this is literally like years ago, right? I find out that social media, advertising and marketing on Facebook is like a new thing, like how right now AI is. Back then, that was
it was
happening.
just started, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know what my gut feeling said that this is where the future is.
Okay.
And like TV.
You understood internally that this is the future.
Yeah, I had a gut feeling. My gut feeling is kind of strong. So then I started looking for this time. I'm like, Aarti, get an interview. So I started looking for like agencies who have openings as a social media executive. I found out there's a company called Concept PR and I used to live in Dombivli. So Dombivli to like Fort is a huge commute.
Biggest, longest.
Longest distance,
yeah, I know.
Right? So but I went, I got an interview. They had a new department called Concept ORM, and I got hired as a social media executive. 4 more people were interviewed, and all 5 of us were like on the same level, hired together as a team.
Okay.
And that is how I got myself into marketing and never looked back since.
Okay, great. You have been to this journey and you're always questioning why this, and you're always there for the confidence. Even let's take this journey forward. And so now everyone is doing marketing, and you are also doing from last 12, 13 years now. So if I ask you, means how one can learn marketing and how this process happened to you, whether you have learned from the college or it is work in progress every time about marketing.
Yeah, I think once I got, see, what you learn in MBA is theory for real.
Okay.
Right? It's nothing else. You understand some basic logic and theory, like 4 P's of marketing, Philip Kotler classic.
Yeah.
Right? So
the concepts
you understand. Obviously, those rules don't apply when you actually get down to doing marketing, especially because Philip Kotler back then was not looked at from a mobile screen.
Yes.
He never had a social media, never had Instagram. Those fundamentals are a little bit old school, but I would say it definitely helped me to understand basic construct of marketing. So MBA did come in handy that way. But the on-the-job training in terms of the problem solving mechanism, that if this is what the business problem is and this is what the brand is currently looking at solving, how can marketing solve that problem, can only happen over like campaign over campaign over campaign. And I was extremely fortunate that my initial years were at Concept PR, and then I spent good 6 years at Law and Kenneth, which was another agency. So with agency model, what happens, you have access to 15-20 brands. Every month you're working on new briefs, new pitches, new campaigns. So the variety and the speed of learning is next level, that you cannot have at a brand side. Brand side, there's one brand, one consumer, and then there's a year-long journey, right, of pushing the needle. But on the agency side, you get a spectrum of brands, right, from B2B, B2C, FMCG, all kinds of brands. So that really helped me from a marketing lens to today you name the category and I have worked on it. I've sold homes on Facebook, to I have launched cars, to I have sold fashion, to I have sold kanda batata for Big Bazaar, right?
Okay, Big Bazaar, yeah.
So I have literally sold anything and everything, and that no better teacher than WorkX.
Working means on the job.
On the job. No
Yeah.
better teacher, and which is also a big part of creation, right? Like today you are a content creator. Is it safe to say that ever since you started creating content, you have become a better marketer?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
right?
Yes.
I feel that too. Like one part of creation is what, as advertising professionals, at marketers, we do behind the scenes when we create campaigns. But another part is when you actually get down to creating content, the intuition that you get, it's priceless. I would have never been able to have this kind of intuition today that I have if I was not creating content. So that helps.
Amazing, amazing. That's very, you have summarized marketing in a very good way. And so let's take this journey forward. And you're working with agencies, working on brands, and so many things. And then doing your own business, own entrepreneurship. That's a different ball game. Means
Yeah.
shifting career from job to entrepreneurship, from monthly salary to yearly accounting.
Yeah.
So how that jump happened?
So I have always wanted to be an entrepreneur. That's
Okay.
something I don't know. It's just something. I think I come from a. I'm a Maharashtrian, and Maharashtrians seldom will you find. There are not many Marathi entrepreneurs. I don't know why.
Okay.
But my mom and dad are again very entrepreneurial, and my mom has her own brand called Masala Tokri where she sells masalas. Very small. She doesn't want to make it big.
Masala Tokri.
Yeah, it's like a gourmet brand.
Okay.
Please buy us on Amazon. So I think again, I always wanted to do something of my own, but I did not know where to start. I jumped into agency world. I loved it. I got into the marketing world. I absolutely loved it. So when I was doing my job, I was loving it so much. But at the back of my head, there's always this voice that, but Aarti, you have to build this for yourself as well. Because while I was working for these agencies and brands, I would really treat those businesses like those brands like my babies,
Own, yeah.
like my own. But I also wanted to feel the thrill of having my own, something of my own. But never had the balls to do it. And maybe I wasn't ready.
Ready.
That's why I didn't have the balls to do it. Right? So you have an internal feedback. You know how ready you are.
Yeah. Yes.
Right.
When you are ready, yes.
You know when you're ready.
Yes.
After agency, I worked at Hotstar, then I worked at Future Group, then I worked at Purple. And after that, during the pandemic, everyone was doing something crazy, right?
Yes.
Everyone was flipping their switch and everyone was trying something new.
Everyone
And
is having time to introspect.
to
Yeah.
introspect, which
Yeah.
even I got. And I was like, boss, since everyone's doing crazy things, you should also like what is stopping you? How much more ready do you want to be, Aarti? Was my internal dialogue, and I jumped into it. I decided to quit Purple. I quit that in 6 months, and I decided to like go all in. I called up all my network.
When was that day? Means how was that day when you just put the paper and now I'm.
It was so scary because I was earning the most of my career, highest that I've
Highest.
ever earned.
Okay.
I had a team of about 35-40 people under me, a big fat fancy designation. So to leave all of that
Yes.
in a period like COVID where monies are, you don't know
How-
if
how it
Purple
will
will
come.
be able to, you don't know, right?
Yeah.
Although they were doing very well. But in a time like that, to be vulnerable and go out there, I decided to do it only because I believe that only when you, at least one thing I have learned, that when you take risks like that, growth is there.
Uncomfortable zone.
Growth
yeah.
is in the uncomfortable zone. And again, that conviction कि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा क्या होएगा? I'll find another job. I can go back to an agency. I can go to any brand. I'm not going to be unemployed, sitting at home, taking money from my mom and dad. I know that, right? So with that conviction and hope, I jumped into it. I put my papers and when I was telling my friends and everyone, they all were like, that is crazy. Why would you do that? Are you sure? And I'm like, I don't know if I'll never know. I will never know. So like that I quit with a lot of like, passion and lot of like conviction. I remember calling up anyone and everyone who I knew that, listen, I've quit my job. I've become a consultant. Give me work. Right? Give me work, and I'm willing to, like, this is what I have. This is the deck that I have made, and I want to really.
This is my expertise, yeah.
This is my expertise. I want to build brands, but now on my name. And I immediately got projects.
Projects, okay.
Luckily, I immediately got projects because I think by then I had created certain pedigree. My work would speak for myself. It was like good 12, 13 years, no, 10, 11 years of experience then, right? So touch wood, it all worked out.
Worked out.
And then those brands recommended some few brands, and those recommended few brands, and that's how.
Good work travels more. Yeah.
Yeah. Word of mouth was largely how I was building my brand then. Solopreneur, just me.
Just yes.
5 to 6 brands. And by the time it was 6 months, I was earning like double of what Purple was I was doing with Purple, you know. And I was like, why did I not do this before? You know. But there's a time for everything.
Mm-hmm. And then how you took it to the next level, because once you have means build your brand, 6 months working, earning very good, and then there comes you have to build team, you have to hire people, you have to have office, or you have to have something systems. So those takes time. Means
Yeah.
so how you learn those things?
So I was going through a little bit of a personal crisis as well during that time, and so I was trying to manage between my personal crisis and my work, and so it was a very extremely tough days. So for 2 years I continued to be like a solopreneur.
A solopreneur. Okay.
And then I decided, I was living in Goa back then. I decided to wrap up everything and come back and just focus on myself. I gave myself 1 year to like just build because so much good feedback has come, but I couldn't really completely go all in because of what was happening in my life. And so I decided to come back to Mumbai, and I got myself like a really nice 1 BHK, which one space was to create content, and you know I set
One
up
corner.
my life.
Yeah.
I set up my office and I set up my life back in Bombay again, and I really worked hard for that 1 year, you know, just like going all in, giving yourself like 1 year, put your head down and just like kill it.
Yes.
So when I did that, that's when and sorry, along the way I forget that Sorted started, right, where we used to teach digital marketing. So I'm taking classes, I'm consulting, and now I'm creating content. So there are three things that I am managing. So up until last year I didn't have a team. Everything that I did was by myself. We've not spoken about Sorted yet, but yeah, this is how it happened. Only last year did I start hiring a team, and I was very, very particular of the people I bring into the system, because it's important, right? The first round of people that you get like really need to, it's like you're building a family, like a fam at work, you know. So that culture really needs to go through. So that's another reason I couldn't hire for the longest time. Because my second in command, third in command, fourth in command, like they really have to have like the same sorted mindset. And when I say sorted, it's not sorted in a traditional way. It's just the kind of mindset where whatever happens, we'll figure it out. There's this, you look for solution and not dwell in a problem. So those kind of people really are attractive to me as a personality.
So here I just wanted to just take a pause and just want to understand how this name came, Sorted.
Honestly, it's such a random story. Pawan, Apurv, when we decided to create this entity, we were wondering ideas like three wise monkeys, something on those lines. It was the three of us, but it wouldn't ring a bell. And then my then partner used to overhear our conversations when he used to brainstorm. So he came up with it. Like, you guys are so sorted. It's your brand should just be called Sorted. And he literally said that, and I was on a Zoom call with three of them, and two of them, and three of us were like, yeah, we should be called Sorted. So that's how it came about.
Wow,
very
that's
random.
Great. How you also started the Sorted, and then one more thing I want to add. Back then, means 2-3 years back, the digital world, marketing, it was all cluttered and everything was very cluttered, and we don't know where to start. The Sorted give someone that this is the way to go.
Really? Is that how you felt when you...
When I heard.
I'm so glad, because that's really is the intention. When we created Sorted, another thing that, like, you know how every brand has a purpose. So Sorted's purpose is to, like, in a world where everything feels like overwhelming, complex, we just want to make things simple, like clarity, simplicity, and therefore, like, our tagline is that, you know, we are no faff. we're the only no faff marketeer,
No
and
faff,
you'll
yes,
see that
yes.
even on my bio.
No faff,
There's
yeah.
no need to faff, right? Like, if let's say the logic that you had 2 years ago, it's not true today,
Hmm.
right? And so you have to just tell people what works and what doesn't work. When you are able to do that, because people just want that, why else are they following you? I don't want to tell them, oh, I run a 7 figure 8 figure business. How does that help them? What helps them is, don't do this, I tried it, it'll help you,
Yes, definitely,
right?
definitely.
So I'd rather just focus on giving that no
Well,
faff value to people, and I'm so glad that it's coming through.
wow. So here I just want to take a pause. Hey coaches and want to be coaches, I have a great announcement for you. If you want to start your coaching business or want to level up your coaching business, we are thrilled to announce our formula for building a coaching business through the power of podcasting. It is not just an online course. It's a community of coaches where we meet every week and grow together to build your coaching business along with your podcast. So, click the link to attend my webinar, Podcast Made Easy for Coaches, and jump into the Clarity 10x community. Now, enjoy the episode on Let's Talk Clarity. You are entrepreneur, solo entrepreneur for 3 years.
Yeah.
And many of means marketing guy, Instagrammer, lot many people. Everyone is solo entrepreneur in a way, somewhere or the other.
Correct.
And to manage our own energy alone, how to manage time, how to manage health. So how you sorted those things in those 3 years?
So, like I said, I was going through like a little bit of a personal crisis, and
Yes.
I met a life coach. His name is Vimish.
Vimish.
Vimish
Okay.
Mehta, and I went to him with an intention to like solve my personal crisis. But he was like, life coaching is not just about what you're dealing with. This is at that time, to me, it felt like a lot what I was dealing with.
Yes.
So he said that to me, this is one of the things, but what else? What do you really want? What kind of life do you want to build? And I really loved that, because before that I was very focused towards my career. Like I said, I'm very, very ambitious, but I never really got time to look at other areas, focus on other areas that way. And so he kind of put that structure to me. He kind of helped me realize that everything adds up, right? Like the how much you feel.
Everything is connected.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything's connected. When your cup is full, will you be able to deliver better, not just at work, but cause yourself better in your relationships, in your social life, for the impact that you want to create, right? So everything starts from you, and so you have to ensure that your cup is full. And what does it mean for your cup to be full? It's like your relationship with yourself, your relationship with money, your relationship with your body, like what you feed into your system, how much are you sleeping, what you're eating, you're working out, all of that. And yeah, and obviously your love and relationships. So we looked at all of those things, and it has been a journey of about 3 years it has been. And that's after that is and I'm someone who loves structure. I love discipline. I love accountability. I think it comes from my sports background, right? Like back then when my PT coach,
Yes, yes.
he was the first one to made me create that awareness for me. So I like it when therefore even in my gym I have a trainer, I have a nutritionist, I have a life coach. I love it when I'm accountable to
Accountable.
people. And what used to happen, like when I was at a job, because I was blessed with such great mentors, sometimes that accountability was with them. But when you're on your own, who are you accountable to? Like I really felt that, oh man, I don't think I have the wherewithal to for me to be accountable to me.
Yes.
So I think that really helped, and ever since now it has become my default to like really prioritize myself, go and hit the gym, eat the right things. And it's not like I do it all the time, I get it right all the time, but you try to do it, and
Yes.
you know that it
Keep
helps
on
you.
trying. Yeah, yeah.
It helps you to play the game better. My energy levels are great. I'm having fun while I'm doing work, right? So that energy is what I really want to continue as a culture. Um, that while I'm working with purpose and I'm building brands with purpose, we are also playing, we're having fun, you know. It's not work, we're
Yeah.
really just having fun.
Fun. Yes.
And I really want to build on that. I really want to, I'm launching my own consultancy firm. It's called Mic Drop.
Mic drop.
Mic Drop Digital. And yeah, that's the motto of Mic Drop, purpose with play. And same thing, I hope you see that in our content as well.
Yes.
So it all started from life coaching. but-
Life coaching. Oh,
Yeah.
wow, wow. So let's take it forward and let's come back to Instagram.
Yeah.
So how you started Instagram, and now it is you are the rock star of Instagram. Yeah.
I don't know about that. I'm honestly still, I'm really just still learning. I'm just trying to figure, what's next. I am forever a student of this platform.
Yeah.
But how it started was when during the pandemic, along with consultation, we started Sorted, which is the EdTech platform where we teach. Now, you're teaching entrepreneurs, founders, marketeers, content banao.
Yes.
And my own
This is the way to go. Yes.
Yeah, my own Instagram at that time had 1,500 followers with all my personal pictures and videos. And that while I'm teaching this to them, I only would feel like it's not on brand, right? So then I remember Pawan, Apurva and I have once huddled up and we said, and Reels also had come in at that time.
Yeah, yeah.
So we were kind
After
of
TikTok went, the Reels came. Yeah.
Reels came in,
Yeah.
and now we were like, we have to create content. And so I started creating on Instagram for Sorted and even for my handle. I switched my personal handle into professional handle.
Okay.
And I told all my friends that, now this is not my personal handle anymore. I'm going to be creating content on marketing. It's okay if you want to unfollow or mute. But that journey went on for 6, 7, 8 months. I am still on like 1,500 ka 2,200 hua hai
Yes.
in the 6, 7 months.
Oh my God.
Like I have not grown. My content is just not flying.
And you are putting so much energy.
So much energy, so much effort in it. But I feel more than, I was not putting honest energy in it. I was just putting a lot of show-off energy.
Show off. Okay.
Right? Like, because the intention was कि लोगों को लगेगा that, I'm not creating content, so I should
Create.
But that intention in itself is wrong. The right intention I had not found. And so 7, 8 months later, there's another worry that now you're this marketer and your content is not working. So I was honestly going through a very stressful time at that time. And I decided to take a solo trip to Goa. And I just looked at my content as a third person. And, and I'm like, that's when I realized that this is show off content. This is why Aarti, why are you trying to be someone else? This is not you. You actually are, you're decent. You're a cool girl. You don't have to like put on and put on a show. And so I went down and I said, if you're saying no fab, then be no fab.
No fab. Yeah,
right?
Okay.
So I corrected myself and I brainstormed on all of whatever ideas were coming to me sitting on the beach in Goa. I came back with full gumption and I changed my content strategy. First reel I remember I made on Blue Orange. I wanted to decode their content, and the idea was, instead of telling people what kind of content to make, let me just show them what's working for other brands and why it's working according to me. That just worked so well. That reel I put on that reel, both the founders really loved it, Blue Orange founders, and they shared it, and after that the growth just multiplied.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you means how to make systems in Reels and all those, means everyone means from Instagram and content creation like that. So how you are managing your energy in this Instagram?
Two things, right? Going back to the intention. So my intention then became that I just want to create impact for people.
Okay.
Right? That's my first and most important intention, that I want to help people. And
that thing should come
that
to
switch has to happen.
Okay.
You say it, but do you really mean it?
From the core.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because when you really mean it from the core, it will move you. It'll move you to like still put that extra. You're tired, but you have to do it because there are people waiting on the other side.
Other side, yes.
Right. So that switch is so important. And second thing, then the so what of it, right? Once the content started working, see, I am not creating content for views or followers. It has direct implication on business for us. Luckily we don't run any ads. Everything's happening organically.
Organically.
And so when I am while 70-80% of content is to add value, 10-20% of content is to bring business
Okay.
to the brand, right? So whether it is via masterclass or whether it is through the consultation service that we have, where we help brands with their brand content, social media strategy. We have brands on retainer, all of that, right? So that all of that comes from my Instagram. तो धंधा Instagram पे
Instagram.
चलता है,
Yes.
right? So but that is the outcome of the content. The first intention is to just help, and what happens with that, the other person gets confidence
Confidence.
that she knows her shit.
Hmm.
Let me go find out, let me go set up a quick plausible call, and then the team takes up the plausible calls, and like we close businesses if we find synergies.
Great.
So that's the starting point, I feel,
For this
for
content.
consistency. Yeah, you
Consistency.
have to make that switch
Inside the core.
inside your core.
Yes, yes.
Otherwise it's not going to be a priority, right?
Hmm.
Anything, if tomorrow
You have to
working
start.
out,
Yeah, start from why. Yes.
you have to start from why.
Yes.
Otherwise it is not going to happen. You will not show up if you are not going to show, for example, working out, right? Like, you have to decide what is your why. My why is very superficial. Like, I really like this I have like this hot version of me. But for someone else, it's something. It could be something else. But that why is so important. I remember waking up, alarm bajta hai 6:30, and I also snooze. But then I instantly have this image of me looking hot, and I wake up, chalo, hit the gym. So whatever works, this works for me.
This was good one.
Yeah.
So Aarti, means it's amazing journey you have been to, means started from sports, then marketing, then working with agencies, and ups and downs, and quitting job and everything. So you have means done many careers, right? From doing a job, now running own company, consultancy, and lot many things. So if I ask you, means if your what is your top 3 learnings of the whole journey of 12 years of your career, that will be very beneficial for our audience.
Sure. So my most important learning, I think, from the things that have worked for me work-wise in my career, is like, let's say you're brainstorming and
Yeah.
you're coming up with an idea for a problem.
Mhm.
Okay, there are all kinds of ideas, but only when you push the envelope and you do something that no one has done ever before,
Okay.
right?
First time, yeah.
Disruptive ideas is what makes or breaks a brand or a campaign or a business. Like, throughout the year you will come up with ideas. Maybe 3-4 of them are like tick box,
Mhm.
but most of the times try to put your best foot forward in a way that this idea makes people curious. Otherwise, what's the point? The marketing field, everything is just so cluttered. All my life, the campaigns that I have been created have been like first ever, never done before. Those kind of headlines, right? That's what makes, and genuinely, it's not like for packaging.
Yeah, yeah. Nobody quits a job within 2 hours. Yeah. So you did first time you did.
Yeah. So like we sold homes on Facebook. We did a 24-hour live on Facebook, right? Those kind of
That was
things.
the first time I ever did.
Yeah, all of those campaigns were done first time ever.
Ever. Okay.
And as a marketer, when you don't have a blueprint, uh, you have to figure it out. The thrill of figuring out something that has not done before is great. Now, it's not just as a formula that something about not done before. What I'm trying to say is that when you are anything, it could be, let's say, a script that is going out of your stable. You have to know that the output of that script, you are 200% satisfied. You're so proud of what you have built, what you have shipped. right? Whether it's a campaign, whether it's a script, anything that's going out of your stable, you have to be proud of. Aarti, क्या idea दिया
क्या
यार?
idea दिया है? Yes.
If you are only not proud and it's like tick box work, you are sending an impression out
Mail
to
कर
the
दिया जी.
world.
Yeah.
You're sending an impression out to the world of this is my kind of a brand, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Understood.
Anything that you do, try to put your you have to be
100%.
proud of what you've put out.
That's very
I
powerful.
think-
Super powerful.
Yeah, I think that's what makes that's what differentiates the world to that 1%. They are really proud of what they have put out. I try to do that. That has definitely helped me out. Second thing that has helped me out is like I said, the problem solution mindset,
Problem
because
solution. Okay.
life is nothing but a constant. Life is random and it's gonna throw curveballs, and just like every day, whether it is with your client and your relationship, whether something's happened in your personal life, anywhere, right? Now either you can get stressed and really and stress is a very natural reaction, but either you can get bogged down by it, or your instant reaction is, how do we solve this?
Solve this.
Right, because that instant shift in the energy really helps. Like yesterday, we missed our flight. We decided it's okay. Let's just go to Sahara Star. Have you been to Sahara Star? No, I've not been to Sahara
Let's
Star.
go.
We immediately went. We chilled over there. We met Ankur
Ankur
Warikoo.
Warikoo.
Right?
Yeah.
So if we wouldn't have done that, and today we found out basically that Air India flights were delayed because of some bomb scare.
Okay.
Right? So what I'm trying to say is that the minute you have like figure outable mindset,
Figure outable. Yes.
let's
Super
figure
powerful.
it out,
Yeah.
right? I think that definitely has
This is a
helped me.
problem seeker, solution seeker.
Solution seeker.
Yes.
कुछ ना कुछ तो जुगाड़ आ ही जाएगा
आएगा,
यार,
yes,
मतलब बट
yes.
अगर हम इसी में प्रॉब्लम में dwell करते रहे तो what good will come out of it? I don't know what good will come out of it. And once you found the solution, then go figure out what you could have done better. But my instinct is always to like go and figure things out.
That was
And
second one.
That
Yeah.
was the second one. And third one, yaar, it's really just important to have fun.
Fun.
Anything you do, if anything that is not helping you bring that fun energy, if you're stuck in a job, in a relationship, whatever it is, either you work on bringing that fun back or you get out of the situation.
Get out of it. Yeah.
But having fun is it keeps you younger. Really.
Yes.
It's so important.
Yeah, it is connected to your earlier point of having play out. Life
Yeah.
is going play. Yeah.
It's a game. It's nothing but a game.
Game.
Life is nothing but a game. So you should not. I really play by this philosophy. And again, everything goes back to sports, right? Like
Yeah.
you win some, you lose some. Sports makes you humble.
Yes.
Because I have lost more games than I have won.
Yes.
But it was a great game, man. I lost so well because that player played so well. It really helps you to appreciate someone else's trick. And then you move on. You don't have to take yourself so
Yes,
seriously.
I-
But
I-
playing that game, I had so much fun.
Fun. Yes.
Right. So I try to play the game.
Wow, that's great. All
Yeah.
three of them beautiful learnings of your career.
Yeah.
One of the best conversation we have with our guests, and I'll ask you this last question, which is that if someone want to start, some guy or girl just passed out from school, college, and they want to just start the Instagram game. So, what is the one advice you will give to them so that they will get benefited, because you are now just rocking on Instagram?
I think everyone should, in some form, I really believe, should like create content. It's way better than consuming, right? You're making use of your time. So I think it's a
So-
great thing for anyone and everyone to start. But when you're starting, know that there is already too much clutter,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
So one has to be very clever. You have to be clever. Okay, you cannot just jump. Like again, I will also do get ready with me. You're gonna get lost because there are people who have created their position with get ready with me as a fashion, whatever, beauty, anything, right? So it's important. I feel like in today's day and age, you have to really find your super niche.
Super niche.
Like
okay.
yesterday, I was sitting with the team and I was wondering, if I was planning on getting into YouTube, and I was thinking if there are 2-3 various spaces that I can take, because YouTube is a complete new platform for me. but it's also very cluttered, right? So I was thinking, how about like teaching digital marketing in Marathi? Because I'm a Maharashtrian,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
And I think that would be so interesting, like Marathi, marketing content, and I'll make it fun, and I'll bring in my Marathi lingo, and so that's what I mean, like a something that you're really good at,
Mm-hmm.
but something that will also help you to add your differentiation. Niche ka niche.
Niche
I
ka
think
niche.
there is
Super niche,
audience. Yeah, there is audience for it, and internet is anyways cluttered with same old Me Too content. So first is be clever and hack the system in a way that your niche truly stands out. Only and only then get into it. Once you have like that confidence and conviction, and then like I said, intention, set the right intention.
Did the right way.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great. That's very important to have that super niche content.
Yeah, what makes you different? Why should I follow you? Because there are so many other people who are also doing the same thing, right? So luckily, like for me, my niche has worked. Like today in the morning itself, I got like a comment saying the same thing that you said, that it just feels like you have logic, and you're coming from a marketeer lens, unlike whatever. So that it's so important to have that. Now I have not said that to him. That's his evaluation of my content.
Okay.
So I think anyone who's beginning to do that, you should try to articulate how do you want people to feel about you. What is the perception you want them to have about you?
What vibes?
Yeah,
you
what
want to-
personality? What is the so what of your content? Those things, like really fundamentally write them down and then get into content creation.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And so, Aarti, that was my last question. But just after discussing, I started that one more question, because we have talked about past, we have talked about present, we have talked about 200K followers, everything. So let's talk about the future.
Sure.
So this is my very favorite question, and this is called MDH. Miracles do happen.
Right.
Yeah. So sitting here recording a podcast with you with around 90 episodes, this is all miracle for me. I have never thought of. 5 years back, I was
Right.
sitting on a desk working and all those things. So for you, what is the miracle do happen moment that can happen in 1 year?
In the next 1 year,
October 25.
I don't know. I feel like all I want is everything. I am extremely like bullish. I am very ambitious. I really want, like I said, all I want is everything. So like whether it is about money, whether it is about fame, all of it. But to be very honest, I want to launch like 2-3 different IPs. I want to work on my YouTube. I really want to go very aggressive on my edtech business.
EdTech business, okay.
Like from a video lens. I also want to. I'm also working on a D2C brand of my own.
Okay.
So it's a lot of like things in terms of, and also content. I feel like content is one place I want to go extremely like aggressive on.
Okay.
Very very aggressive on. So, and while at it, like really build a solid team for my consultation business. I think we're doing very well over there. But yeah, I feel it. I feel the force right now of, and the speed at which it's happening, and I really want to go and like grab it with all my hands.
And yours is having all the back of yours. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm having fun
Yeah.
with it. But yeah, so these are like 2-3 different spaces where I want, but all I want is everything.
Everything.
Bring it on.
You bring so much energy to the podcast.
Thank
So,
you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.